Hello everybody, and welcome to Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut, Chao Help Part 1. So, this is where we're going to finally make our very first Chao. I know I've been talking about it forever. Look, we've played for 28 hours and 24 minutes. And by the end of this project, by the end when we're completely done with this game, in my eyes at least, we'll probably have played for a lot longer. At least more than double.
Which character?
Anyway, so, you guys voted, and we will be raising Slippy with Amy. I'm excited about this because Amy is who I used to raise Chao with. She's the easiest, and it's really fun to do the acrobatics in her with her hammer in the Chao garden. But be careful because you can hit your Chao, and it will make him or her sad. Oh, and one thing that I do have to clear up: Chao are they actually don't have genders. They're like the same gender, all of them. But I just choose to say, okay, this one looks like a boy, this one looks like a girl, so this one's gonna be that. And I mean, all Chao look the same. I mean, I'm not gonna say, oh, this one looks like a boy, or this one looks like a girl, because they both look the exact same. But, you know, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. The evolutions look different, so whatever, I choose the evolutions first and then decide what I'm gonna make it. Anyway, so the first thing that we have to do is go get some animals to raise him with. Now, I know this is all new to the people who've never played this game or have never heard of Chao before or anything, so there's going to be a lot of quitting to the title screen, and you have to go to stages to get the little animals. You've seen me get the animals, that's for sure. I like to go to Sonic to get animals, just because it's easier, in my opinion. Now, there are 5 different categories that you can raise your Chao in. There's swim, run, fly, and power, and then there's also stamina. There are 4 categories, or the four categories, swim, fly, run, and power, those are animal categories. And then they have one miscellaneous category, which just raises random things. No animals raise stamina. You have to feed your Chao fruit to get that. Anyway, so because Emerald Coast is like a beach, you get the most swim animals here. So, you just want to destroy a couple enemies. No, I don't want a seal. Anyway, they have, seals. They have... No, that's a bunny. That's a run animal. I'm looking for otters. They have seals, penguins, and otters, and I use otters for my swim Chao. You can use whichever animal you think looks cutest on the Chao, or whichever animal you prefer. Otters just happen to swim the fastest and the highest. So anyway, eventually I'm going to be cutting these stage runs out where I go to get animals, but you know, I feel like you guys should see it for at least the first couple parts. Now, we're not getting many otters here, and normally I get some otters, and oh, I forgot to mention, I know I keep avoiding all the other animals. It's completely fine to get them, because once you get 10 animals, it just starts randomly kicking the animals out. Well, not randomly, it starts kicking out the animals in the order you got them. So if you get 10, and then you get an 11th animal, the first one you got will be kicked out. Anyway, so by the time we're here, I just want to quit the stage and go back, because, I don't want to have to go through the whole whale run again. So, yes, we are going to go back to the stage and get some otters. I'm hoping this time we can get some otters. I feel like this is the best stage to get any swim animal. Yes, eventually I will, show off the other animals, the other swim animals with our various Chao. Why am I only getting animals that aren't otters? Anyway, yes, I will eventually show off all animals. Oh, that's a penguin. Maybe I'll use seals this time. We seem to be getting a lot of them. I prefer to use otters. Yeah, I think I'm going to use otters this time, just because they also raise run, so he'll be able to walk. Right now, as you see, they crawl. So if I don't get any otters here... Oh, there's an otter. There we go. We have one otter. Okay, so... There's another otter. Woohoo! Okay, we're in luck so far. There's a third otter. Okay, so I'd only recommend getting... If you really want to, like, be dedicated to this, you can get as many otters as you want, or animals of your choice as you want. I normally get about 5, just because it's easier for me to raise Chao. Oh yeah, that reminds me. See, other people don't raise Chao the way I do, and I'll explain that in a minute. Normally, hey, you, give me an otter. No, that's a bunny. Okay. Gonna go up here. Another bunny, and that's a seal. Okay, so now there are no animals, so I'm just gonna stick with the 3 or 4 otters that we have now. Normally, what you're technically supposed to do is just feed the animal to the Chao, and then it, like, raises 1 skill point, and then the animal can never be used again. For example, well, I'll show that off in a second here. On Slippy, I'm going to use the bunny because all parts that... Oh yeah, you guys don't know about this either. Okay, so basically normally what you're supposed to do is just feed it to the Chao, and then, see, he has bunny ears now. But then you can never use the animal again. Well, there's this glitch that someone found where you can use the animal over and over and over again, and it never runs out until you actually feed it to your Chao. I learned about this in Sonic Adventure 2 Battle from... Actually, that was the original game I had. That's the sequel to this game. And I learned about that from... I don't know, the kid I used to watch all the time for Sonic Adventure 2 videos was named Bloab. And so, anyway, I would always learn about that from him. Anyway, so basically what you want to do is you want to set it right down in front of the Chao, and then just pick it back up as soon as the heart appears. So anyway, now as you see, he has otters. And now he has otter parts, and he has otter ears, and a tail, and arms, and legs. And he's brown. So anyway, as you see now, it raises Run as well. He's level 1 in Run, and level 4 in Swim already. Okay, now here's my tactic. Because he's eventually... Chao have 2 different evolutions. They have the first evolution, where you just want to make sure that they have more levels in that skill than any other one. And then there's also the second evolution after that, where the same thing happens, where you want to make sure that that your skill has the highest skill. But once it reaches level 9, your Chao not level 9, level 99, which is the highest they can get. Oh, and don't worry if you pick the otter up accidentally, you can still use it. Just make sure to stay further away from him, or her. Okay, please don't start walking, because I'm not ready. Oh, he's almost about to take a nap. Dang it. Okay. No, don't go to sleep. Okay. So, the second evolution, he's going to be a neutral swim Chao, and this is the current part of our walkthrough, and then, or Let's Play, whichever one you want to call it. And then there's the second evolution, where he'll be a neutral swim Chao, and that's what he'll eventually be. But I don't know what I'm trying to say here again. So because he's going to be a neutral swim, if we get him to level 99 right now, he will not be able to change again when he evolves into a second thing. You won't have anything to do with him, you're just going to have to wait until he gradually starts changing. But if you do it my way, then everything works out fine. So if I have something that's going to be a double evolution, so like a dual type, so if, in this case, a neutral swim, or you could make a neutral fly, or a neutral run, or etc. What I do is I raise the Chao to level 50 in that said category, so that I have 50 more levels to go, technically 49, so that I have 50 or 49 more levels to go when he reaches his second evolution, so that then he'll still be able to change. And I know this doesn't make sense to any of the people who've never raised Chao, but it will, in due time. So anyway, we're going to raise him to level 50, and I'm just going to talk here while we're doing this. Eventually, I'll just cut this whole first evolution process out, because we'll have made all the first evolutions. And I'll cut out all the leveling up, maybe. But, you know, so now he's level 20 in Swim, and once he reaches level 50, I'll show you guys how he can swim. Now, the second thing, I can't remember which one it is, but they all learn to do things at different levels. Now, he can swim. The other Chao can't swim when they're level 0. Dang it. So, when I can't remember if it's level 4 or level 7. Oh, no, wait, it's like a stat. You see, next to swim, and the number keeps going up. Right now, it's at 500 exactly. It says 0500, and it's above every bar. And that means, or when that stat reaches a certain level, then they'll be able to do that certain thing. So currently he's 543, and at around level 7, or maybe it's even 4, they learn to swim. I think it's again at around level 7 when they learn to fly. It's level 3 or 4, 5 if you're really unlucky, where they learn to run. And then power, it doesn't really matter. They don't really have anything to do with power, so we don't really even have to talk about that, because it doesn't do anything. It does in later game, in the later game, the sequel to this game, and it does a little bit in this game when it comes to the Chao races, but it really doesn't do anything useful now. Okay, so yeah, you really want to pay attention to how the Chao, or when to take away the otter. You don't want to lose focus there, because you will have a tough time getting him back, possibly. In this game, the Chao, to get the Chao to stay still, you have to pet him, or her, and sometimes the Chao does not respond to your petting, or doesn't feel it, so it just walks away again. And so that's where you could have a difficult time if you can't get it to stop walking. So, I got really lucky, and the Chao was already sitting down, and he didn't want to move. So all I had to do was stand here and give him the animal, but your Chao might not be that way, and you might have a tough time getting him to move, so, or getting her or him to stay still. So if you, once you get them planted, you want to keep them there, or else they could get away. No, he went to sleep. Okay, no, normally I don't recommend this, but because we're in the middle of a walkthrough, I'm just gonna wake him up, and it doesn't even look like they're tired. Oh, dang it! I completely forgot. We're supposed to be doing this with Amy, huh? Okay, well then I'm gonna quit to the adventure screen. Whoops, we'll raise the rest of him with Amy. Huh. I don't know why I spaced out there for a second. It's late. Anyway, let's see what I want to talk about now. There was one important thing. Oh yeah, regarding the, poll, the 4th poll for our next Chao. That poll's gonna end tomorrow. So if you guys have any suggestions that you want to add in the comments of that video, please post tonight, because it does end tomorrow. And then the new one will start the next day. Oh, and I have for sure picked a date for the actual, like the next actual Let's Play. It's, July 20th. So we have Chao, which is starting today. And then we have, let's see, our next Let's Play starting on July 20th, and I'm very excited for that. Okay, so, good, this time he responded to my petting, so you want to get it really fast. And there's some key things I'm going to point out here in a minute, because your Chao does start changing as you're feeding him or her these animals. I can't believe I forgot we were supposed to raise him with Amy. Oh, and this isn't even Slippy. His name isn't Slippy. Okay, I guess I'll go name him Slippy when we get to level 50. I know this probably seems extremely unprofessional right now. I've been focused on the main game, though. But hey, at least we get to name him in the very first part. And eventually, when you saw him clapping when he was in Sonic's arms, that means that specific Chao likes that character, and that's his or her favorite character. You can make all of them their favorite character, but I choose to normally just use one. I don't always use Amy for the Chao. I sometimes use different characters depending on what the Chao is going to be, or what it looks like, or who I think should raise it. And then they end up being their favorite character to use, so they will be most happy when you are raising that specific Chao with them, or are in the garden with them. And you can also whistle, and I'll show that off in a second. But when you whistle, the Chao, if they love you, they come, like, literally running to you, and they run across the garden to wherever you are. So, as you see, he's level 48 in Swim, and he has a 1057 stat, and if you can see it, the very beginning of his little yellow bar, it's now fully yellow, and it's starting to turn orange. Okay, anyway, now he's level 50, so I'm going to show off one thing here. As you can see, move otter. He's growing little miniature ears. That's normal. That's what Swim Chao are going to look like. They'll grow those ears. No, you're not supposed to sleep yet. We're going to name him Slippy really quick, and then I will show off how he can swim. And the higher their level is, the faster they swim. So anyway, we're going to go to S, and I prefer to not do it in all capital letters. That's how I normally, like, do all games. Unless you have to do all capitals or all lowercase. Anyway, so his name is Slippy. Thank you to Citrus Chao once again on Chao Island for suggesting that name, because I really like it. I'm really happy. We've gotten some great names for the girl. Anyway, right now he's just going to float there. Normally they'd, like, be upset and they'd be drowning. They don't ever die, though. They can stay in the pool forever and they'll never die. Anyway, can you swim now? There we go. See, now he's swimming, and he's swimming rather fast for a Chao. Anyway, so that's how he can swim. And I'm going to end the part because we are at 16 minutes long. One thing that I want to say, though, before we go to bed, or before he goes to bed, although he's already gone to bed, is that from now on the parts are going to be a lot shorter because there's not really much to show off. From here on out, it's going to be about 3.5 hours until he evolves again. So I'm going to have to leave it on for a while tomorrow so that he can... I don't know why my game is lagging. But anyway, I'm going to have to leave it on for a while tomorrow so that he can get some time. And they don't evolve right away. Like I said, every Chao takes about 3.5 hours. They have ages, and their ages are 1 through 5 or 6. 7 is the highest I've seen, and I've seen it only once. It is very rare that you'd ever get your Chao to 7 years old. Your Chao, at that point, will either die or reincarnate and turn into a baby Chao, a brand new Chao again. And anyway, now I'm just going to show off some quick stuff. Anyway, so if your Chao loves you and he's really happy and you take really good care of him, he'll reincarnate. If not, he will die. Anyway, so I have 9,437 rings. Here's the market where you can buy different things. If you want it to be a hero Chao, which we'll get into later, you buy hero fruit and you have to feed him 7. If you want a dark Chao, which we'll also get into later, same thing, you have to buy and feed him 7. You may only buy 1 Chao at a time. If you want your Chao to mate with another Chao and have a baby, you feed it a heart fruit. If you want to raise your Chao skills, you buy a Chao fruit. And then round, triangle, and there's also square fruit. But that is not here right now. The items change over a periodic time, so they'll just randomly change every 20 minutes or so. The apple, these are accessories that your Chao will put on their heads. You can completely disguise their head and they'll put an apple on, a bucket, a cardboard box, a paper bag, a wool beanie, a mushroom. No, wait, no, he eats the mushroom. They eat the mushroom. These are other things. I will not be buying any of these. I don't really want to show them off. I may show them off on another account. I never use these items ever. And also, these are the blue and red eggs. These are Chao. These are also Chao, and they hatch, and they're just this color. They're all this color. There's no blue and yellow. Anyway, yeah. So that's the black market. And that's where you can buy things for your Chao. The more rings and or emblems you get, the more items change. This is the Chao Transporter. You may transfer your Chao to it's called the Tiny Chao Garden on Sonic Advanced 2 or Advanced 3, I believe. Or maybe it's just 2 and 3. And you have to use a Game Boy Advanced and a GBA connector cable to do that. I have never done that. I may show it off during this Let's Play sometime, but I've never done it because I just got the cable last year and I haven't played this game in a while. You may pick it up from wherever it is. You may name it. You may release your Chao and say goodbye to it forever. And then there's quit. And then finally, we have where is it? Okay, these are the two Chao Transporters, which brings you to the other 2 Chao Gardens. Each garden can hold 8 Chao. And then these are fruit trees that you can shake and feed fruit to your Chao, so that it won't get hungry. Make sure that you keep your Chao full, so that he's not upset and starving all the time. Anyway, so thank you guys for watching. I'm so excited to start this new project, and I always love raising Chao, so this is going to be really fun. I will see you guys tomorrow for our next part. By then, Slippy will be evolving, because there's really nothing else to show. So, once again, thank you for watching, have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.